This feels like Union Square again. Yeah. At least there's air conditioning here.
Elliot, were you surprised that Scott Stringer brought up your prostitution scandal?
Guys, hold on. Don't want to have any. Wait. There's a little lecture.
One question at a time. Okay, let's do one question at a time.
Look, I think it's fair to say I'm surprised at nothing in politics anymore, but I thought that was a good debate. It was an airing of a lot of the issues that matter to the public, and I hope folks watch it. I think it was a debate where they got a sense of two candidates who agree on some issues, disagree, have different experiences, and I hope that everybody watches it and makes an informed judgment.
The biggest flaw that you seem to try to expose with Scott Stringer last year was twofold. One, that he supported a third term for Mayor Bloomberg, but secondly, that he was part of a legislature that was sort of a do-nothing, corrupt legislature. Do you stand by that? Do you really believe that's true?
I think it is not my judgment. The Brennan Institution, which is at NYU, has passed judgment on the state legislature, deemed it to be among the most dysfunctional in the nation. It is really not what it needs to be at so many different levels. But I would add one other point there, and I think it was revealing when Scott, whom I like, said he would have to go out and hire somebody who understood the capital markets. And my question to the public is, if you're voting for a controller, don't you want to vote for somebody who already understands the capital markets? That is the essence of the job. And so I think right there we saw what is the fundamental question in this campaign.
Mr. Spitzer, Crane's Business Weekly said that if you and Anthony Weiner, not just separately, said if you were elected it would be bad for business in New York. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm not sure the Cranes gets to determine what's good and bad for the business of the city of New York. What's bad for the city of New York is having a Wall Street where the fissures and the structural problems, which I highlighted when I was Attorney General, lead to a cataclysm that destroyed our economy, $14 trillion. And I think it'd be interesting to go back to the Cranes editorials when I was making those cases. They said I was wrong. Indeed, Cranes was wrong. And I think they are simply, and I hate to say this, they've been a mouth for a broken capital market system. And I think we need to go back and understand what was wrong. Let's you don't go to a doctor over and over again if he misdiagnoses the problem, right? You say, wait a minute, I need a different doctor, somebody who understands it. Those who did not see what was going on in the capital markets should not continue to be rewarded by referring to them, relying upon them. Those of us who saw what was coming perhaps are in a better position to pass judgment.
Governor, Mr. Stringer said several times that there were two...
As a strategy going relentlessly negative that Scott Stringer employed, do you think that was a positive or a negative for him?
Look, I'm not going to play political pundit. My message is one that is affirmative. It focuses on what I have done, what I want to do, my record as Attorney General, my record as Governor. I look forward to highlighting that. I think that's what I'm doing, communicating this being a political campaign through TV ads that highlight what I did. When I'm out on the street, I'm asked all the time, what do you plan to do? How are you going to help us? Those are the issues the public cares about.
2 more questions.
Governor, Mr. Stringer said several times that there are 2 standards of justice, one for you and one for everybody else. Your response to that is?
Ain't so. I was a prosecutor. I was the Attorney General. There should be, there will be, as long as I'm involved in law enforcement, as long as I'm involved with one standard of justice, that's the United States.
He mentioned the $12 million figure
Right.
in terms of the campaign. You said at the end we're probably both going to spend about the same with the IEs.
Right.
How much are you really going to spend?
Look, I can't answer that because there's still 5 weeks to go, but it's not going to be $12 million, and I don't know where he came up with that number, and unless he's maybe making a contribution to me, which it would be news to me.
Elliot,
you brought
a lot of legal background during your time as State Attorney General.
Yeah.
But can you point specifically to how you were a prophet of the impending financial collapse before it happened?
Absolutely. When I was in meetings with folks, and I would say, guys, these are not individual data points. These are creating an image of a system that is one based upon a violation of fiduciary duty, excessive leverage, playing with other people's money. It is a game that will come to an end, and will come to an end in an ugly way.
But is there something in the public record that suggests that?
Look, I was saying to people in speeches all the time. Yeah.
You got to go.
Okay, guys, thank you.